Alrighty, clear left. Clear on the right.
Clear left.
Something's wrong with our airspeed indicator. Have you ever seen that before? I don't even know what to do with that. Oh, it's tricky.
Yeah, there's tape on the static port.
Alright. Yeah, I didn't check that, so
you see how this is going to go today, huh?
I can see how this is going to go today.
Hey everybody, welcome back. You know, I do a lot of teaching, but I think it's so important for us as instructors to maintain our own skills and continue to grow them so we can be the safest, most effective instructors possible. Every month I schedule a personal flight to be able to go out and brush up on my own skills. Sometimes this flight is for the purposes of filming videos, or sometimes it's doing instrument approaches, but whenever possible, I like to go out with other instructors to see how they teach and to get additional insight to help me become a better educator. On today's flight, I asked one of our senior flight instructors, Brian, to take me out and put me through my paces. I didn't give him any direction or request anything other than for him to make me better. If I can tell you anything, it's that Brian definitely delivered. I had no idea what to expect and I learned a ton. I learned so much that I had to break this video into 2 parts, so be sure to subscribe so you don't miss part 2 coming out soon. With that, let's jump in the cockpit where I'm getting the first dose of the medicine Brian has prescribed for me during this flight.
Okay, that's on there, that's good. We'll just connect this. Here, avionics are coming up. 1200 there. Woo, look at that. What the hell is going on here?
High pressure.
Did it drop that much since this morning? It is not that low, is it? That looks really... It was 30-30s this morning.
Yeah, weird.
Yeah, I guess... Wow.
The thing that's important to understand here is Brian did an excellent job at putting me at ease and ensuring me that the pre-flight was done and the airplane was ready to go. He even went as far as texting me before I had even arrived to let me know as much. Add to this that I hit traffic on the way in and was feeling pressure of running late and wanting to get the camera set up so we could go, as I didn't want to waste Brian's time. All of this led to me not doing a full, thorough pre-flight like I usually would, but instead just doing my quick walk around and dummy check, which up to this point had not included the static port or pitot tube, but I can assure you after today, those items are definitely on that list.
Something's wrong with our airspeed indicator. Both of them. Have you ever seen that before? I don't even know what to do with that. Unless the static port is... I mean, that wouldn't do the static port.
Is that what happens if the static port's blocked?
Well, no, not that I can think of, but I was just like thinking why the pressure would be so low and all that, but no, that would not happen.
What do you want to check?
Well, the pitot tube's the only thing I would check initially. Huh? Oh.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
It's tricky.
Yeah, there's tape on the static port.
Alright. Yeah, I didn't check that, so
you see how this is going to go today, huh?
I can see how this is going to go today.
The interesting thing about that is, I've done that probably to 30 or 40 people,
Uh-huh.
and only one person has ever caught it.
Well, you were very convincing in saying, oh, the plane's ready, we got fuel, we got gas, we're good to go. Doesn't help that I was feeling pressure myself running late,
Yeah.
cameras and everything.
You know, it's insidious, right? You're a little bit late, a little bit of pressure comes.
Yep.
And you had a very clear indication that something was terrible.
Right. Well, that's what I was thinking. Yeah.
But we kept going. And
Well,
when you were calling this out, the airspeed indicator read 100.
yeah, and I wasn't even looking at it at that point. I was just looking at my altimeter at
Yeah.
that point. Okay.
And it's absolutely not what the book says happens.
No. You would just put tape over the static port.
That's it, yeah. Just tape over the static port.
But it was because of, like... Because wouldn't it just stay at 0 initially?
You'd sure think that. It's weird. The book lies to us. Once you get down there, I'm going to go pull the tape off.
Okay. Well, that was worth the price of admission right there.
And no one ever gets it. It's really amazing. Even though, you know, it's totally called out in the checklist. I like that move, turning left. I've never done that. That's a good one.
Yeah, tucks you way back here. I would like to think that I would have gotten it had you not done such a good job of telling me that everything is going to go, and had I not been, you know, rushed with this stuff. But we'll never know.
Yeah, who knows? Head toward McMinnville.
We'll be departing 02, southbound departure, left downwind, southbound. Our takeoff abort plan, we got a 2,400 foot runway here. The high-speed taxiway, halfway down, is our abort point. If we are not off the ground, or at the very least at rotation speed of 55, by that point, we are going to abort on the runway. If we are aborting on the runway for any reason at all, irregular airspeed indications or otherwise, we'll pull the power out and get on the brakes, stopping straight ahead before we exit the runway.
I think that's Jalen. Sounded like him.
Oh, yeah, could be.
Here in about 2 minutes, please use caution. Do not fly over the
Looks
field.
like
Twin Oaks traffic, 65813 departing 02, left downwind to the south, Twin Oaks.
All right, lights are on, cameras coming on, action. I don't see anybody on final, don't see anybody downwind base clear. This center line.
All right, I'm not going to mess with anything. So if something happens, it's real.
Okay, good to know. All right, wind's more or less down the runway. Here we go, heels to the floor, power's coming in.
West of airport, coming into a teardrop into, 45 entry into runway.
Everything's in the green, airspeed's coming alive. All right, here we go, 55, rotate. We're airborne. There's our abort point continuing. Climbing out at BY.
144, Rita Alpha is base 32.
As we turn downwind here, we level off at traffic pattern altitude before continuing our climb once past the airport to avoid any aircraft that could be overhead entering the pattern in the teardrop. Listen to the advice Brian has here about commencing that climb out.
So one thing to consider when you're doing this is that if you give it power in level cruise,
Yes.
you know, it goes right to 2,700 RPM.
Okay.
And it's quite loud on the ground. Like the difference between 27 and 2,500 is really substantial.
That makes sense, yeah.
So I always suggest to people pitch up and get the prop loaded before you get it full.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yep.
Assuming you have speed. I mean, if you're flying at 60, you can't really do that, but...
Right, no, of course, yeah,
Yeah.
but we were in a all-out cruise there, so I certainly could have.
All right, what's on my diabolical plan here?
Cessna 65 Kilo Delta.
I'll go to 3,500 initially, unless you'd like something different.
That sounds great.
I like 35.
Oh, the elevator just failed.
Uh-oh.
We have no control.
No control of the
Fly
elevator.
the plane. No pitch, no roll.
Lima is entering on about a
This is locked?
That's locked. Take us to McMinnville. Somebody left a wrench in the
Oh, shoot.
wing.
Is my trim working here?
Maybe, we'll see.
Okay. Dang it, I missed the wrench, I missed the tape.
Well, the wrench is in the wing, so it's hard to
Oh,
find.
it's in the wing, okay.
Traffic 4 Victor Alpha is base of
Alright, well, let's see what we can do here.
Traffic 12 o'clock. Turn right.
Turn right. Right. Turn and right. Complete elevator and aileron failure.
The plane's unreliable. Every time I get near it, something breaks.
Well, I keep telling Bob, maintenance is a little shoddy around here, but...
I'm kidding around! Wow! Relax, everybody. Is this a joke?
All right, what's your plan on getting into McMinnville?
Well, I'm going to want a nice long final.
Okay.
So I'm going to make my way there first. Probably overfly the field, make an extended downwind, and a wide downwind for 2-2. Make a nice long final in there.
Alright, let's say you're on final to 2-2.
Okay?
Right now.
Right now?
Let's bring it into land.
Alrighty.
Airport's at 1,500 feet.
Alright.
It's straight ahead. It's the
Alright, we'll just bug this heading here.
it's the Yam Hill High School.
Perfect. We're going to go and do that. We're going to bring 10 degrees of flaps in here. No aileron or elevator to help me here. Okay.
1,500 feet is your
My runway.
runway. I'm just
Okay.
going to set that as a reminder.
Perfect. Thank you.
15.
Yeah, because I don't want to get in too steep of a bank without any aileron to get out of it, so try to keep the wings more or less level, make my turns really shallow here. All corrections early on.
Alright, do we land with 10 degrees of flaps, or do we?
Well,
Land
my
with something
thought
else?
is I'm going to hold off on flaps till I get a little lower and kind of help use the flaps to give me lift to flare a bit, to level off and round out. That's my thought, but I don't want to use them too much because I don't want to float way above the runway and slam down. So I'll probably get at least 20 degrees in here prior. Pull a little bit more power out. And then put the last little bit right over the runway is my thought. We'll see how it works out for me. Alright, using power to control my rate of descent. Using my trim here to get my airspeed and
West practice
angle
area,
under control.
3240 Papa's, 5,300 over Forest Grove, lazy 8, West practice.
Alright, let's go ahead and bring in 20 degrees of flaps here. There's the airspeed I want, more or less. Alright, coming up, 500 feet to go at the runway. Pushed a little bit to the left, so I'm going to correct over to the right a bit. Go. 300 feet to go.
And we chose to land at a 2-mile long runway, so
Okay,
you don't have to hit the numbers.
perfect. 200 feet to go. Alright, coming up on my runway. Go full flaps here. And flare.
Boom! We hit the ground at 700 feet a minute down.
Little bit, little hard there.
Yeah, let's go around.
In my defense, if you take a close look at the altimeter, you'll see that it actually freezes right at 1,500 feet. So I'm thinking that VSI was just taking its sweet time catching up, and that approach actually wasn't as bad as we thought.
Alright.
You got all the controls.
All the controls. Here we go. Woo! Trim coming out. Flaps coming up to 20.
So it was a good setup coming in. I
Yep.
liked it. 10 degrees, slowly get down to 20 degrees, coming in at 65 knots. That's great. But don't add flaps at the end.
Don't have flaps.
It's all
in there.
dragging. You just can't recover from it.
Right, okay.
It'll just slow you down. It
Now-
also pitches you up, right? Flaps.
Right. That was my thinking, is it would pitch me up and arrest that descent a little bit, but
Yeah.
not enough here anyway.
Yeah.
Now I've seen a video online of somebody actually doing that to a landing, and he basically seemed to imply that the ground effect acts as a cushion and will basically stop you from slamming into the runway.
Okay, you're fast, right? So it's fine, but you're gonna expect a significant float. Let it come down. Don't touch anything. Don't touch anything. Oh my God, are you scaring me? Okay, now flare with your trim. Trim.
Have you
I suspect you will. I have never actually tried
Tried it,
but
yeah.
I suspect that's correct. Just the other thing I would suggest is use both your hands. Your right hand, you've just parked it like you want.
right? I just wanted to keep it off of here, and that's why I had it. But yeah,
Yeah, but
yep.
when you're on short final, you're you're
Sure,
playing
sure,
with
sure.
trim and
Yep.
throttle. So you got two arms, might as well use them both.
Absolutely, that makes sense.
Yep. And then you kind of want to target a VSI, which is a pain in the ass to do, but
Right.
target a small number
Yeah, I was targeting
Yes.
500, but I should have started, 500 feet before, targeting more 100, 200.
100, 200, yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, we've all landed with students at 300 or 400 feet a minute down,
At
and that's
least,
hard. 700, that might break the wheels.
Yeah.
Unless ground effect fixes it, but otherwise, yeah. Cool.
All right, I like that.
That was a good one.
Good one.
All right, let's climb to 5,000.
All right, I'll hit the 5,000. Getting altitude is making me nervous. What do we need all this altitude for?
Nothing.
On everything's engine's looking good. Got my controls back. That wrench worked its way loose.
It was the hard landing. It bounced out.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah. We're going to do some cross-controlled stalls.
Okay.
So one's going to be a slip and one's going to be a skid. Which is the more dangerous one?
Are you asking me which was the more? The skid.
Between the skid
or
and
the slip is. Oh, sorry. The skid is the more dangerous one.
Why is that?
Because basically the wing that's going to stall first is already the lower wing, and it's just going to flip you right over. Whereas the slip, the high wing would stall first, basically bringing you to wings level before it drops more.
Yeah, and you've already got the rudder in that would fix that problem.
Right.
Yep, okay. And then where do those problems most likely cause trouble?
Primarily around the base to final turn.
So interestingly, the null report, that's the thing that the AOPA safety thing does. It appears like in the last 5 or 10 years, all the FAA's pounding about the most dangerous turn, base to final turn has helped. Because it's now the crosswind turn.
Now it's the crosswind, okay, yep.
Because you need tons of right rudder.
Sure.
Anyway, because of P factor and all that stuff.
You've got the high power, high angle of attack, and
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Okay, let's do a slipping turn in either direction
Okay.
to a full stall.
To a full stall. I've never been able to get this thing to do a full stall.
You gotta just
cross control, but
yard
yeah.
on it.
But let's try it. Let me get my altitude under control here.
I don't care about altitude. So.
I know, but I do. All right, area's clear. So we'll do a slipping.
Clear. This is clear. Yeah, slipping turn either direction.
Okay, slipping turn. Oh, here we go to the left.
To a full stall.
All right, to a full stall. And we're gonna kind of slow down a little bit here, just to kind of
idle power.
Yep, idle. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. So, right rudder, left aileron. Pulling, 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 pulling.
Yeah, pull hard now.
Yep, it just doesn't really want to do much of anything there.
Yep. Okay, same thing in a skidding turn to the left.
All right, and it's getting turned to the left.
So the other thing that's critical about it is you're only going to get into a spin if you stall it and you have yaw and roll coupling.
Right.
And you're only going to get that in a skid.
And a skid.
They're anti-coupled in a slip.
Right, exactly. Yep. All right, going to the left, skidding.
And what's the spin recovery?
Power and idle, aileron to neutral, a rudder opposite, and elevator forward, and then smoothly back.
Great, okay. Skidding turn to the left.
All right, we'll pull the power out, carb beat out. Here we go. Skidding turn to the left. Oh no, we're turning base to final. We're missing our runway. I'm gonna throw some, there we go, idle. Rudder and aileron in here.
Gotta slow down a bunch though.
Yep. There we go. And that's it. It just doesn't.
Try one to the right. Just go
right.
go into one to the right.
Okay.
Without speeding up though. We gotta.
Those up
There
here.
we go. Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Up a little bit.
Full rudder in.
Yep, it's just kind of hanging out here.
It won't do it.
Nope, not in this plane at least.
All right, let's try one to the left
Okay.
with about 2400 RPM.
With 2320, okay.
Yep. Skidding turn to the left.
West practice area, 65813, 2 miles southeast of Carlton, 5,000 maneuvering. West practice.
Just leave the power there and do it here.
All right, so leave the power full.
Yeah. So this will be that departure. So this is upwind to crosswind.
Okay. So slipping.
Skidding.
Skidding, got it. Okay, here we go, skidding turn. Yep, there we go.
Better pitch up right away. Pitch,
Yeah.
pitch, pitch. Harder. Come off the rudder.
Thank you, that's what I always forget there.
So we were actually like this
Right.
when you pitched up.
When I pitched up, so I
Yeah.
should just let it keep going around. So
Just
then
let it ride.
Yep, exactly.
One more turn and come
Yep.
out. It's a little nicer.
Yep. Okay. So it will, if you really try hard,
If you give it torque to help it
to get it over. It
go,
will.
it'll go,
Yep.
yeah.
Okay.
Yep, fun stuff.
All right.
Well, that'll do it for today, folks. Here's what's coming up in part 2 of my flight with Brian.
We need this. This is important.
Oh my God.
Right on the center line. Then over to the center line. White.
Yeah.
Don't forget the rudder. Bring in some
I've got
rudder.
it there.
Oh, you're just slipping it over.
Right.
Go ahead. Kill it.
For McMinnville.
Oh, shoot. Okay, we're getting our nose down.
But keep your bank. Keep your bank. Don't give up on the bank. Keep
Yep.
it in all the way. All the way. Keep it. Keep it. Keep it.
Lots of fun to be had, so please like, subscribe, and until next time, resume your own navigation.